Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. Can you see it on my face? I'm a happy goose today. I got a really cool shirt. Look at this. I found this with a crown on it. It was on clearance. I was like, well, obviously I need that. And it's blue. I mean, hello. Uh, anyway, today I'm Imagine. But thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited. I had a lot of requests that I go back through St. Meghan Markle, and I found some really good stuff in there. So I thought we could take a look at some of the highlights and some of the lowlights and have some laughs along the way. Again, I'm Jen. Thank you so much for being here. I plan on elevating my look as well today, too. Hello. Ta-da. I love it. Again, thank you, Spicy, for the crown. Yeah, now that we're elevated, shall we take a look at St. Meghan Markle? Crown. And see what's going on over there. Again, I'm Jen. Thanks so much for being here. Honk, honk, everyone. I still get questioned. I honk because one of the mediocre mafia tell me I sound like a drunk goose. Been honking ever since. So if you don't know what to say to me sometimes, just honk at me in the comments. I love it. I go back and read all of them. I love them. All right, now let's take a look at St. Meghan Markle, starting with this one. Here we go. This was shared by Draco Wraith. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Draco Wraith found this. It says Canada refuses Meghan Markle's $500,000 request for new outfits. And then it cuts off, but it has to do with Invictus. So we're coming up on Invictus Eve. So Invictus, I'm calling that on purpose, starts a week from today, actually. So it'll be a week from now. The following Saturday starts Invictus. So it's going to be ridiculous outfits, crazy expensive. I'd love to be a fly on the wall behind there. For those behind the scenes conversations, I'd love to know what the actual budget is. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I clicked on the article. I had not heard of this publication. So I assume they're speculating on this, but it's okay. I don't think they're far off. So last year, it was estimated that she spent around 200,000 pounds, and that was up like 160,000 pounds from the year before. So if we're doing that math, we're about 400,000 pounds in the ballpark if we keep going up at this rate. So, I don't think that's a crazy sum that they came up with, but take it with a grain of salt. But I do want to read some of the comments that have to go with this because so many people felt like a lot of us probably feel about this. Like, yeah, it sounds right. Now let's take a look. So we have this one, Shoshana, that's saying, wow, she really is greedy. You think? She really is a greedy. Ooh, avaricious. Ooh, I hadn't heard that one. Trollop. She should be donating to Invictus. This is what I say, not fleecing it. I say the same thing. I don't understand being over an organization like this and not making the focus on giving, but instead of receiving. Make that make sense. You can't. And why did they allow that? Why does Harry allow that? I could probably answer the Harry thing. It's involved. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. A Filter Coffee says if she attends at all, she should wear the official Invictus clothing. She needs to advertise the event, not detract from it. Ding, ding, ding. That has been an ongoing question that I think a lot of us have asked because you'll see even Has No Balls will wear Invictus stuff. You won't see her in it. I can recall like one maybe polo or jacket or something where she had the how is my crown covering up? Which crown do I show? This is like a dilemma. That crown. It's so hard. Here, we'll do this. Okay, now you can see both. Anyway, I sound like Meghan. Which crown should I wear? She wishes. But no, that I can recall like there was one that she had the logo on her chest, but I believe that was were they still dating at that point or newly married? So that might speak to that. But since then, no, she doesn't wear Invictus stuff. No. But no, absolutely. You would think that you would want to advertise the event or wear what's, makes sense for the event, not detract from it. But she never thinks about it. I mean, her whole goal in life is to grift, if you will, off everybody else. So yeah, how's this any different? Filter Coffee said, let's also take into account that Markle resold every item of clothing after wearing it only once and pocketed the money. So I have to put a big fat allegedly because we can't prove it. I suspect similar because we only saw her wear most things once. Where did they go? I doubt King Charles was like, I'm gonna need those back, So I'd love to know exactly that. I find it interesting when these websites, like I think it's Megan's Closet and stuff, know exactly what she's wearing instantly, almost like they would be in cahoots with her to advertise it and then potentially allegedly maybe resell it. I just wonder about stuff like that. I understand if there's something weird pattern that's easily recognizable. Yeah, I can Google like the B shirt that Harry wore. I understand that I can Google B shirt and find out it's Gucci. But on some of those plain white button down shirts she wears, I call BS that they instantly know exactly who makes that without her or her people allegedly tipping them off. That's just my guess. All right. Ethel Roberta Potter says, and yet with all this couture available, she wears ripped jeans and a t-shirt to meet the future king and queen. She definitely has a screw loose. I have been saying the same thing. She bragged in that book, about meeting them in ripped jeans. And yet we've seen her go to like charitable or not even charity events. It's more like there was one that always sticks with me where she called background on herself. She's like Rictus grin. That doesn't narrow it down, but she's wearing, I think, all black maybe with pointy shoes. And she was wearing a ridiculous amount of clothing and jewelry. And it was like, I want to say it was like a teen mother event where they just, didn't have much. And I just thought, oh my gosh, think about things like that. Do you really want to be dripping in jewels and designer clothing and stuff if you're going to a situation like that? You just can't make it make sense. Anyway, but yeah, definitely. But then bragging about meeting the future king and queen in ripped jeans. I think that's so crazy. I think she thought it would make her appear more down to earth. But again, it's always that their words and their actions never match each other. So there's that. All right. So Filter Coffee comes back with this and says, in her time in the working royal, she overspent by a huge amount. It said that King Charles cut her off when she ignored the warnings. She was 22 months a royal, worked for 72 days, 72, and spent 400,000 pounds in just a year. So this money did not cover all the events. Wild. So I remember talking about this as well. I had pulled these figures before. There's an article that came out showing the spending and Meghan by far. And you know what? So they're estimating 515,000. I will actually even, in the spirit of fairness, say, okay, it's your first year as a royal, first and only year. You're going to spend more. You're going to spend more getting those foundation pieces, right? I don't think that's what happened there. I don't think she was out buying lovely tailored pants and jackets and shirts and things like that. It was this crazy lavish spending spree on what pieces, right? I mean, what are we talking about here? Do you see her rewear these often? Because I don't. So yeah, I think it's just, again, if it had been foundation pieces and she had stuck with it, I'd say, okay, first year, maybe that makes sense. No, that's not what happened. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this and know exactly where that money went and what happened there. And if Has No Balls has any clue, if that's in a secret account, or I'm sure it's already spent, but what happened to that money? So she was the number one for 515,000. Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, 112,000. So look at the difference in terms of not even coming close. Again, if you want to play devil's advocate and say, okay, her first year, she needed a little more. Fine. Let's double Mary of Denmark and make it 200,000. Where did 500,000? Where'd the other 300,000 go? Can't make that make sense. Sophie, Countess of Wessex, 93,000. Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. Cambridge at the time, 86,000. Oh, that's interesting that Sophie had spent more back then than Catherine did. Crown Princess of Norway, 66,000. That's interesting. So this was back when she was a working royal. So interesting. I've definitely pulled that graph before. I kind of get obsessed with stuff like that. Yeah, on the spending. So I don't know how to say this person's name, points out that for Catherine's first year as a royal, her wardrobe cost around 54,000. I feel like double this amount for Mimi. That's what I was saying too. Let's say, okay, double it. Fine. 100,000. If she was building her royal closet from nothing. Agree. I actually agree with this. But $500,000? Yeah, they're calling it excessive. I call it batshit crazy. That is crazy. Edited to add, it's the blank Dior tent dress. 114,000 for that Dior dress. Even Catherine's most expensive dress slash gown, minus the wedding dress that her parents paid for, is around 14,000. And I love this dress. Can I show you this dress? Look. Oops, sorry. Wrong one. Don't look. There you go. That 14,500 pounds. Gorgeous. I think that is beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, still came in like a fraction of what. So yeah, it was 54,000 that she spent, and part of that was on that. That's wild. I didn't know her dress, I'm gonna say only, I hear myself, but I didn't know her dress only cost 14,000. I say it like that because that dress looked like $1,000,000. I'm talking about Catherine's wedding dress. And I did know that her parents were paying for it. That's cool. Okay, now I want to talk about this because this one's big. And again, the username's cut off. I apologize. I wish I had a username, but somebody posted about this. Meghan Markle sparks debate as fans spot engagement ring alteration. Dun, dun, dun. So if we're keeping track, that's 4. I've pulled pictures. Let's take a look and see what you think. So this is courtesy of the Daily Mail, and I do have a zoomed in picture. One second. Meghan Markle sparks debate after fans spot she may have altered engagement ring for a 4th time. Let's take a look and see what you think. So top left, and then top right, bottom left, bottom right. I'll be honest with you, I hate these rings. I know. I just hate these rings. If you have to pick one, which one are you taking? I don't want any of them. I don't like them. To me, they're cold and impersonal. And it's not because it's Meghan. I'm saying this is just not my style. I don't see them and go, oh yeah, that's romantic, elegant, whatever you're looking for in your ring. I don't think these are it. I feel like I could go to any mall and find something like this. And I'm not knocking it. Listen, if your ring looks like this, more power to you. And again, these are expensive. It's not even that for me. It's the look. When I see it, I don't see anything interesting about it. I just don't personally. But if you have to pick one, which one you picking? Now, what's funny is remember when they got engaged, they did the interview. She's like, he designed it for me, and I love it. Do you though? Do you? Because I think it was redesigned not long after that. So, do you love it? I don't think you do. But let's read some comments under this because people sure had a lot to say about it. Oh, I pulled this one too. This made me laugh. This was actually on Twitter, and I wrote this person and told them that they're brilliant. Kylier wrote this. Breaking, Harry's wife rumored to have changed her engagement ring for the 5th time. Eagle-eyed fans noticed the subtle changes. That would be so her, right? That would be so very her to do something like that to try to steal focus from Catherine or me and my crown. I love this thing. But yeah, that would so be her. That made me laugh. So people are talking about the rings and how she kept them on while she was cooking and how disgusting that is. I'm not a cook. I don't like to cook, but anybody that cooks, chime in the comments. Tell me how disgusting that is because that feels like it's pretty gross. You can't cook while keeping rings, watches, bracelets on. It's not hygienic, I'm sure. That sounds gross. Beneficial Tea says, that's our Huggy. I like that they called her Huggy. That's our Huggy. Unsanitary, ratty hair extensions in the elevated mint water. Ew, that's so gross. I'm elevated. Mint does not elevate things. Okay. She can't even bear to do a cooking show without ostentatious bling on her hands. Exactly this. That's neither hygienic nor taking proper care of the jewelry. I think the same thing. I don't understand that. My instinct is to take, like, I wear, some here, but like my instinct is as soon as I'm done filming, honestly, oh yeah. As soon as I'm done filming, I take them off. I just can't. Oh, this one's turned around. I was like, what am I looking at? I take them off because I don't know. I'm like playing with my kid or being a person or doing other things or whatever it is. So I just don't, whatever. It's fine. Like to each his own. But with the cooking thing, I just think that's pretty gross. Like I remember my mom would wear her ring constantly, but then she had a little dish by the sink. You just take it off and put your stuff there. And so that way you just got your hands and yeah, I don't know. Everything she does is gross. So Vikes thinks that she hates that ring with a passion. And let's be honest, she would have massacred Diana's ring too if it didn't have that allure. And then Tiger, whatever, Tigger XING says, thank God she didn't get that ring. And then Honey Harpy says, the constant changing fits its personality. That just made me laugh. It puts lotion on his skin. Well, anyway, I thought that was funny. Yeah, I mean, fits the personality, fits his ever-changing face. The everything changes. So yeah, why not change the ring too? I just find that so bizarre. I understand that me personally, I would never redesign a ring. If somebody gave me a ring and I said yes, like that ring means something to me, so I'm not redesigning it. But even if I don't know, down the road, I was like, okay, all right. I've always wanted, I just wouldn't redesign. I'm just not that person. I wouldn't redesign it. I would add on a piece if I just felt strongly, but I probably wouldn't even do that. But you know what I mean? Like I had an aunt who bought an extra ring at like 10 years or 20 years, whatever it was. I get that. I get that. You don't redesign your original necessarily, but let's say you redesign it once. Are you redesigning it every couple of years? Because that's crazy. And doesn't it lose any sentimental value? To me, that just screams there is no sentimental value. She can give a blank about that. She just wants the stuff. My first thought, too, let me put that ring back up there. My first thought, too, was how is she making money on this? Because I feel like everything she does is a way to spend money and make money. So is she asking, not asking, she telling Has, hey, Doofus, I'm redesigning this ring. I'm going to need another, whatever, 300,000 pounds. He's okay. And then I don't know. And then she does this. I really don't know. And then I start laughing, thinking, did she pawn? Because I'd heard, there's rumblings. Did she pawn the real stuff and change it out for fake stuff? I don't know. But anyway, the whole thing's crazy. Can you imagine? Like, oh yeah, I love you so much, and I love the ring you gave me so much. I'm gonna change it 4 times. What? Why not just get a different ring? I know that sounds weird, but I'm saying then that way you can have your sentimental attachment. That's my answer right there. She has no sentimental attachment, but you can have your attachment to the one that he gave you. And if you want to wear a different, I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine. That's crazy. Speaking of obsessed, have you seen this? Abigail. Oh, I just dropped my ring. Hold on. Abigail Spencer. Not a fan. Not a fan. You know who she is. She's the one that helped with the Netflix. May I? Okay. Sorry, Crown. I got to set you down for a second. May I be Abigail Spencer? Because that's what we got of Abigail Spencer. A lot of like pensive. Bleh. Very much Meghan Markle. I actually would like to know more about this dynamic and that friendship and what are they using each other for? Because I feel like it's a mutually beneficial relationship. What is she getting out of it? Just being able to say, I'm friends with somebody that's formerly royal adjacent? I don't know. They seem like they can just out complain each other. I really don't know what that's about. I find their friendship odd. Do you guys think about that? But let's see. Oh, the name's cut off. Let's see, they've forgotten, and then it cuts off. But it says Abigail Spencer and People Magazine would like a moment of your time to gaslight you. I knew Madame could not keep quiet. Just had to get a fluff piece out about authentic Meghan. I've heard the same. So yeah, on this People Magazine, I just can't with this Abigail Spencer. It's just constantly like, this is Meghan clapping back. This is instead of her 5 friends. Instead of her 5 friends, she's down to 1 friend, and it's Abigail. So she's clapping back through People Magazine. Let me move this so you can see it clearer. So Forgotten Goldfishes, great name, says, don't look behind the curtain, guys. Turns out egomaniac, grifter, family backstabber, grief vulture is just terribly misunderstood. She's really a nice person behind all her bad deeds towards others, and we, the public, need to embrace her authenticity. Ugh, that's another one of those words. She's the real deal. She's really something. She's really something. If we only tune in, we will all learn that. Turns out Madam was brimming with love. Yeah, ad nauseum. Interesting. I'd like to release people from their NDAs and ask them what they really think and see if they would say she was brimming with love. I doubt it. What I'm so excited about is that people will really get to know an authentic look at the woman that I love and know. Okay, all right. I've said a million times, a big red flag for me is somebody that has to tell people over and over, "I'm nice." You don't have to tell people that if you're actually nice, if you're actually kind, if you're actually whatever. If a guy tells you over and over, "I'm a nice guy," that's a red flag, because if he's a nice guy, he doesn't need to tell you over and over, he's a nice guy. Just keep that in the back of your head. You're welcome. Same with a girl. If she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm really sweet. I'm really kind. I'm really caring. I'm really whatever." If you're those things, you don't have to advertise it. You just are those things. Anyway, now let's talk about this. So this article came out and this was translated by a lovely person who speaks French, and they explained that this is a Tatler cover, and they call Harry good at nothing, hopeless at everything. And I'm like, hello, French Tatler. I want to be friends with you because, yeah, exactly. Good for nothing. Sorry, good at nothing, hopeless at everything. This was shared by Media Left. So they go on to explain that this is basically a play on the Vanity Fair article. So we don't have to go over that because we've been over and over it. But I love this part right here. So this person points out, in short, even after giving up his titles, Harry has only one dream: to live his whole life like a lazy king. Have you ever heard a more spot on description of that grifter? Me neither, because I think that perfectly suits him. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that that's it. And I think same for Meghan. And if he were a lazy king, well, Meghan probably would have stuck by a little bit longer, but I don't think that's the case. Okay, so under this article was this comment which made me kind of laugh because I talk about this a lot. So they go into how Rachel has single-handedly caused them to loathe the words authentic, lens, space, as in holding space for safe space. I think about that too. Which, to be fair, is an irritating phrase, even without associating it with MM. But it's such a quintessential ingredient in any word salad of hers. I consider her to have tainted too. Yes. Okay, so we've talked about this before, but I came up with a list of words. That's one of them, that she overuses, in my opinion, or doesn't use correctly, or it's just beaten into our heads repeatedly. And I'd love to know your suggestions in the comments below. But authentic is one of them. She does not understand what that word means and uses it constantly, often appearing in a lot of her speeches. Of course, I and me, I've done counts on speeches before. That will do your head in. Yes, I sound very British when I say that. Let me put on my crown. There you go. I and me, constantly. Empowerment is another one. She loves to emphasize empowerment. Again, lost all meaning there. Voice is another one. Listen, as somebody with a different voice, I get it. But I don't think she should be talking about voice and finding her voice because, my God, she's found it and she doesn't know how to stop using it. And I say that as somebody with very long live chats. Stop it. Anyway, yeah, I get it. A lot of words ruined there. Let me know what word she ruined for you. So I thought this was such a good point by Tip Upper 4483, who says her self-styled image as a charitable humanitarian would be more believable if she wasn't fixated on status symbols, wealth signifiers, and other ostentatious displays. Imagine how many hungry families could be fed with the millions she spends on nonsense. I think that is such a good point and so well said. I couldn't agree more. Exactly this. If you actually want to do good, I said the same thing with the fires. My first thought, I was trying to think, how would I help? If I was in her position and I had the means to do so, I would, especially since she lives not terribly far, whatever, an hour or whatever, hour and a half, they said, away. I would get hotel rooms, not for myself, but for the people who needed them, like things like that. Do something meaningful. She would never. She just can't, because they were talking about that allegedly she took a hotel room so that way she could come right back and grift photos and stuff. And I was thinking, like, that's taken away from somebody who needs it, that doesn't have a home or anything anymore. Pay for the hotel room for somebody else and let them go in there, take a shower, take a nap, whatever. Like, people could actually use that. She would never. Guys, that is it for me. That was fun. I enjoy doing that. If you like videos like this, let me know in the comments below. I usually get pretty good feedback on these. I like doing these quick stories. I think they're fun to talk about, and it kind of gives just an interesting, I think, inside look into The scary world of Meghan. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know you mean the whole wide world to me. I got lots of fun stuff coming up. I don't think I'm going to be able to swing a live chat this weekend. It's just lots going on behind the scenes. It's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday. What were we calling him? Papa Goose. Happy birthday, honk honk. So we're going to be celebrating him and spending some time as a family. So we'll be doing that. But I'll get back to the lives very soon. Thank you guys for being here and for being so wonderful. You really are the best flock in the world. I wouldn't trade you for the whole wide world, and I appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts on all this, on all of it. What do you think about the ring? What do you think about Invictus? All that. I just get so sick about that stuff. His visa case hearing is coming up this next Wednesday. I keep talking about that. John Witherspoon, the attorney I've been talking to, will be there. I think he's planning to be there, so I will pick his brain and find out if there's anything good that happens there. And then Invictus starts a week from today. So I will be talking about that. I'm in talks with Michelle from Royal Daily Tea to maybe work with her one of the days of Invictus and maybe talk about that a little bit. So if there's a question you have for Michelle, let me know and I'll try to get that asked for you. Yeah, I got lots of good stuff coming up. I've been in talks with Dylan. Sorry, I just realized I'm shaking the camera. I've been talking with Dylan because we haven't recorded together in a little bit. Our schedules are just a little out of sync, but as soon as we're able to, we're going to try to record something together. And I got lots more stuff coming up. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And I cannot wait to bring you, crown. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Oh, let me thank my Patreon members. A huge thank you to you all. You're the wind beneath my wings. Thank you for the love and support over there. I appreciate that. I'm flashing the names of my Patreon members. If you're interested in Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. My old name, but a whole bunch of new stuff. Hundreds of videos. If you're not sick of me yet, you can find lots of stuff over there. Tons. I recap the whole Sex and the City over there. So check that out if you're interested. I do more casual conversations over there. I just kind of sit and I'll answer questions or I'll talk about what's on my mind. Or if there's something like I had to hold back in a channel video, I let it whatever off its goosey leash over there. So you can check that out if you're interested. But as always, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And thank you to everybody who's given to the Royal Marsden Hospital. Incredible. I love it. I'm so happy. Do you know that we've had so much traffic to that site? Poor Spicy has had to be on with tech support to get help to keep it going because so many people have been on there. I just think that's incredible. Think about all the good. Sorry, this thing keeps flying. Think about all the good we've done and all the money we've raised, and you guys are incredible. I love this flock so much. I truly do. And I hope you have the best day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.